Media's first edition of L&A Talk Show, where we talk about anything and everything within the school.
Thanks for joining us today. Our guest speakers are
Aaliyah Graham and Chloe Maslowski.
Thanks, guys, for having us here.
Yeah. Okay, so our first topic of discussion is broadcasting, because we're all obviously in the broadcasting class. So we have a couple questions for you guys that we would like you to answer.
So the first question we have is, why did you guys join broadcasting?
Sure. Well, I joined broadcasting because I read the description of it when I was studying up for my electives, and it showed like video. I want to be a director when I grow up, a film director or an author, so it'll go towards that.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
I did broadcasting. Well, it was one of the electives I didn't want to take when I was signing up in 8th grade because the thing that interests me is film editing. I love to edit videos. I found out that when I was in elementary school, when we used to do those like little movie clip things with like WeVideo and all that.
Yeah.
I loved doing that, so I thought that'd be a fun thing to do. And then also, Strom was my teacher last year, and he really pushed for it. Every other week was, hey guys, join broadcasting. A little tidbit of newspaper here and there, but it was really that. And then when I told him, I was like, well, what I want to try and do in the future is film editing. He was like, broadcast.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
That's like a big reason I joined broadcasting too, was just because there was a push for it so much, but it was like, it wasn't like a, oh, you need to do it. It was like, he was able to like incorporate cool things about it, and it seemed interesting, and I mean, he's a good teacher, so I wanted to take it again, but.
Yeah, and I joined because my sister was in it when she was in high school, and she really liked it. And I also want to go into film and theater and things like that in the future, so I just decided to take it.
Was it what you guys expected when you were first signing up?
No.
What did you expect, like,
Well,
when you were signing up in 8th grade? What did you
I
think it was
expected not to even get into class.
Oh, okay.
Because like, I didn't, because it looked so interesting. I thought more and more people would sign up, especially since it was like right coming out of COVID and all
Yeah.
that. But there are only like 3 freshmen and 2 of them are next semester.
Oh, yeah. What about you?
Like I said, I wanted to do film editing, so I mainly thought I would be editing.
Yeah.
I thought maybe I'd go on camera once or twice. You know, I'm not really a camera person. I don't really like seeing myself on camera. That's why I like doing behind the camera stuff. But no, it's like what, my 4th or 5th time on camera now. and yeah, I still love the editing part. The editing part was what I thought it would be. I got to try out a new software, and I'm still finding out the kinks with it, and I'm super excited to work on other projects with it. So, I mean, that I expected that. I didn't expect the class to be as big, though, seeing as how
Yeah.
last year it was like 1 student first semester, 4 students next semester. So I didn't think it would be as big, and I didn't think as many people would be interested in it. But no, we have like, what, 11 people?
Yeah, it's like, it's definitely not something that intentionally, like when I was signing up for the class, I thought it was going to be like oh, you just do Packer News, like that kind of stuff. I didn't really realize how much work was put into it as well, especially with editing. I didn't expect to get like editing right away, but it was actually a really, like, not simple concept, but it was easy to catch on once you have a few tries with it. But it wasn't something that I expected to like be as fun as it was, like behind the scenes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I don't know what I expected, but I did not expect it to be so newsy. You know what I mean? I don't know why.
Same.
I didn't know.
It was the Packer News, but I didn't think it was as newsy.
Yeah. No, I don't know why. I didn't expect it to be, maybe not more. I didn't expect it to be as journalistic as it is. You know, because we actually get to do packages and we get to like research and like do different topics and do different shows and stuff like that. So I didn't expect that. I thought it was gonna be more learning than filming and editing, which is a good surprise that we get to edit and film more.
I also like the out-tape thing. Like you were just saying, like how we get to do like packages and stuff, and I was thinking like we get to learn about this new stuff as long as we interview the people. So not just the people watching our packages.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I like that it gives us an opportunity to expand, like especially since we're really trying to focus on not so much of the same things that we've been hearing, like not necessarily hearing, but like the clubs that don't get enough recognition, like Lydia's Comedy Club. I was so happy to hear hear from those people who are in it, because I mean it is something you don't really talk about. It's a club that a lot of people didn't know existed.
Like, so there was only, like, what, 4 people in it last year?
Yeah, there was only, no, I think there was only 2 2 or 3 maybe 4.
What's that?
But it was definitely like I like that we get to also branch out with other topics as well. Like I know I talked about wanting to do topics outside of school, just because like I mean we all hear the same thing over and over again about what's going on in school, like that kind of stuff. I think, and not a lot of people watch the news otherwise, but yeah. The next question I had was, what is your favorite thing about being behind the scenes of the shows?
I love seeing everyone's mistakes.
Yeah, that's gotta be it. Like when you were doing the editing and stuff, and you have like all these clips, and it's just everybody just messing up, and you're just having a good time laughing at each other.
And you're in the moment too of the bloopers, and it's just everyone messing up, and you don't get like you're not seeing it on camera as some other people will be. You're seeing it in real life,
Yeah.
and some people won't even see this stuff. And
Yeah.
so I think it's really cool to see.
It creates a lot of memories. That's my favorite thing about behind the scenes, like in the room doing like teleprompter. It's so funny. Just like I mean, yeah, it definitely is a lot of hard work to get it done, but like the process of it getting done is really fun.
And when you're like in a group, you know,
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
team editors.
yeah. Team editors.
Team editors.
And when you do get done with it, when you're done with like everything, when people are done filming, from being the anchors and behind the scenes, I think it has a good feel to it because
It does. Yeah.
everyone celebrates
Yeah.
once we come in the room and go, we're
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. It's also fun to be in the race of who gets done the fastest. Like it's been like a race to see who can get out the door and be like, yeah, we're finished. We got 2 takes in or
We're all
whatever.
done.
But yeah, I think being behind the scenes, I haven't done teleprompter or slides yet, but I have like helped film packages and stand-ups for people, and it's just really fun just pressing record and just seeing what's going on. Like you press record and you can just tell that sometimes they don't know that you're recording.
Yeah.
So they're goofing off and you're like,
And then you're like, guys, I'm recording.
I'm recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many bloopers just like from going through behind like and getting our stuff ready for the end of the semester. Like it's so funny to watch like when we aren't aware of the camera going and just the conversations that are happening. Like it's so fun with the behind the scenes stuff.
And like figuring out that it's being recorded and we're not supposedly recording or and people are like talking about how to like figure out how to say stuff as an anchor. And then
Like people's
they
names.
hit record even they do. And they hit record and you're just talking about the stuff that you want to like
The banters are
banters.
so
Oh
funny
my
to
gosh.
watch. To like
they're not planned or anything.
No.
It's so hard to just improvise
That's a thing that I think a lot of people don't realize about our scripts is that banters are never planned. Like we have to figure them out in the moment. And so when we watch back with the videos of like Elle and I trying to figure out our banter, and there was so many bloopers of Elle and I just like staring at each other trying to figure out what would work best. But yeah, I think the behind the scenes is honestly my favorite part. And I know Ali and I get like especially with Mr. Strum as well. Ali and I get like a big like when we're done editing because it's
so late.
it's so late at night sometimes where we're finished up, but
The other one night when I was editing my package, we stayed until what, 8?
Yeah, it was like 8 o'clock
Yeah.
at night. We were here at
It
the
was
house
so late.
still
We were
editing.
at school for like 4 hours.
yeah, it was it's so fun. Like the behind like editing and stuff, like that general thing is honestly just really fun to begin with because we make more memories in the lab room.
Yeah.
Like we pick on Mr. Strong, an activity that is our absolute favorite thing to do, but you know.
And how he just randomly leaves us and then forgets we even exist.
You know, it's totally fun.
He comes back.
But it's really fun.
Yeah.
So our next question is, what is the most difficult thing about being behind the scenes?
For me, especially like when I did my package and stuff like that, it was carrying everything around. And then I'm also that kind of person who does not like to get into people's way. So I feel like
Oh,
when I'm hauling around a big camera around like different areas and stuff like that, where people are trying to study, people are trying to do things, and I'm like filming, I feel like either they're watching me and I feel super awkward, or I'm interrupting them, and I don't like that. And then sometimes when I'm doing interviews, I think I'm cutting into their personal time, and so I just feel super bad when I'm doing it. And then when I ask them to be like more in depth with their questions, I feel like I say it in a rude way sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's getting serious because of how many jokes this class has. It's just when we get into like our serious mode of it, it's not often, but sometimes does happen, and I think I just like that
I find
the
it
most. Because I think it's just, it sucks because, I don't know, you're not joking around. That's just my feel with it.
Yeah, we're so laid back. But to like bounce off of you with the package and everything, it's awkward during interviews.
For me,
There is
I was walking through the art room and there was a study hall in there, and I had to ask the teacher in there because it's not, so someone else goes into the classroom, and I have to ask them where Mr. Bosma was,
Oh yeah.
so I can interview him, and she goes, I think he's back there. And my friend was in that class, and she just started laughing at me.
You love it when that one friend is just staring at you and you have
Yeah.
no idea, and then they start laughing and you turn around and you're like, they were watching me the whole time.
She wasn't like laughing like crazily. I think it was just like a little silent laugh. Like she was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the thing with like filming for our theater package that we did.
Yeah.
I felt like we were intruding on their theater time because I didn't want to like make them feel embarrassed like of us filming
Yeah.
for them.
Some of them were really awkward on camera. They're like, don't go, and we're like, no, like, we're just capturing you from like across the house on stage doing your warm-ups or doing whatever. Like, we're not zooming in on your face or asking you to do anything.
Yeah.
We're just filming.
That's I think the most difficult part is just like I don't want to like what you said. I don't want to like pry on their personal time, especially because it was one of their first rehearsals, and so they were just learning choreography. And I didn't want to like film the parts where they might be confused or they might not like, and getting the right timing as well, because there were so many times where we decided to finally cut the footage and then something really funny would happen, which would be used for really good B-roll. But it's like we have to know when to stop recording, when to start recording, or like when we start recording something, like the funny thing that they did doesn't happen anymore, so.
Yeah.
And just like some technical stuff too. We've had a lot of issues with audio.
oh,
Too
we can
many.
name like everyone in the class had some audio issues.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Matthew
So,
and his package,
Matthew
how
and
like
his package.
half of his interviews was just no audio.
Buzzing,
Yeah.
and some of them were buzzing.
Oh yeah, remember
but-
Isaac's?
Oh, yeah.
Like, some of his interviews, like they were like buzzing really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so many things that like aren't, it's small things. Like there's so
Yeah.
many big things that are really fun behind the scenes, but it's like once that small thing creeps in where it's like then everything is kind of like, oh, well we have to go back and do this, and then after that we have to go back and do this and kind of retrace our steps.
Yeah, it's like the tiniest things that like can make your whole package or make the whole show like bad and like ruin
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And you're like I forgot to save it and now we have nothing.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
That one time Matt didn't save his on that night of editing.
No, the computer shut down. That's
Yeah.
another thing. It's like you have to
Yeah.
be wary of the time. So
So make sure
timing
that's
when we're editing.
7:30.
Yeah.
7:30 because all this computer shut down.
yeah, so it's like that's another difficult part behind the scenes that
So
not many people know.
So his is coming out this Friday.
This
instead of-
Friday.
Instead of the last Friday. we
Yeah.
had.
It's just some technical difficulties that we push through. White balance is another thing that's very, and Aaliyah knows about white balance because we spend so long trying to figure out what works best so that nobody looks orange or yellow.
Yeah, lighting.
But, and I mean, we've even had to deal with, like, just last week, figuring out what lighting is going to start working better with our
Yeah.
shows.
Because of you and Ella.
Because Ella and I literally are like Casper and it. Like,
You looked paper white. That was.
it was so. We're done. We're done. Like, it's just like small. Small little things.
It's the small things that get us.
Yeah.
We're talking about nameplates too.
Oh my god, nameplates. Those are like,
Those absolutely suck. Aaliyah did mine for my
Yeah, I
package.
had to do
like
it.
they're so. I mean, it's just like even some of the broadcasting kids don't understand like, because not all of them have time to stay after an edit. Like Aaliyah and I have time to stay after an edit, so like some of them don't necessarily get that like. The nameplates and the white balance are so difficult sometimes to deal with, but yeah, that kind of brings us to our next question with, do you guys like being on camera or do you like being and helping with the tech side of it?
I like tech side because most of the time when I come to school, I just roll out of bed and get moving. So I look like a hot mess. Got nothing on my face. It's not the best. So I personally like behind the scenes because I feel more confident in my ability to make everybody else look and sound nice instead of my ability to make myself look and sound nice.
Right. What about you? Do you like being behind the scenes?
I don't mind which one I am. Like, if I'm on camera, I feel a little more nervous. But when I'm behind the scenes and editing and stuff, I feel even more nervous because I feel like there's pressure on me to finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
True.
being on camera, we have to finish in that like 50 minutes we have on Thursdays.
Yeah.
Plus talking before we go in there about everything we have to do for the rest of for Thursday and Friday. And it's just a lot.
Yeah.
A lot can happen, and a lot is happening. A lot happened.
Yep.
Everything is happening, and I think it's kind of like going with the flow.
Yeah, it's definitely like an equally like.
It's a hard decision for me too because I really like all the technical stuff, the like directing and the writing and the editing even. But I also like being on camera, and I think for me being on camera is super fun, and I do get really anxious. But then when I realize we have takes, we have bloopers, we have editing that can back me up, I get a little less nervous. I'm like, okay, so I can mess up one or two times, but like I think both make me feel really happy. Like I love doing both, so it doesn't really. It depends on the project, I guess.
Yeah, I think like with it's an equal balance because that's kind of what you guys said about like needing to get the show out and making sure that it's perfect is definitely kind of frustrating. But being on camera can also make makes me nervous as well. Are you guys excited for our new features for the show, like your cooking show?
I'm so excited for the cooking show. Okay, what I'm not excited about is actually getting in and prepping everything.
Yep.
And I feel like it was about like the whole, taking up teachers' personal time and stuff like that. Because we're gonna have the cooking teacher in there. Because me and Lydia both don't know how to cook or bake. So like I've cooked sometimes. I've baked sometimes. But I don't do it often. It's not my favorite thing in the world. Lydia, I don't think Lydia's ever cooked or baked in her life.
Oh no.
It's, we're gonna film it Friday and then it's gonna air, next Wednesday. So, I mean, that's kind of like, it's a crunch time and I have to do all the editing for it. We need to do all of that. There's gonna be a lot of stuff I could put in there. And, we don't want to set the school on fire.
Yeah.
Right.
And, Chloe's gonna try what we're gonna make. And, we don't want to food poisoning. We want our freshmen to stay with us. We don't want her to kick the bucket.
Yeah.
Yep. What about you? Are you excited for some of the features?
I am, honestly. So the cooking show. I think it'll be harder because there aren't a bunch of people, so it'll be harder to be like laughable with the teacher in there, which we aren't like fully comfortable with. So I think it'll be more kind of, what's the word, serious.
Yeah.
But I think over the time span of like the hour or 2 hours,
Know how long it takes to bake a cookie?
it'll be like
Aw.
an hour to hour 30 minutes. Yeah, so I think we'll be able to joke around at the end
Yeah.
at least.
I'm definitely excited for the new TV show.
And
Yeah,
also,
I'm so excited.
to try these cookies.
Yeah.
Coming out next Wednesday. Make sure you watch.
And then our last question we have is, what is one thing that you recommend for new broadcasting students or students who want to join but are not sure?
look at news stories, look at different film projects, try and get yourself familiar with camera angles and lighting and audio and what you feel is best, and try and think of what ideas or projects you could bring in to the class to help it better us as a team and better as a class.
Yeah.
I definitely agree, and also if you want to sign up, make sure, because in class at the beginning of the year we did those few where we watched the intros and we did the assignments for the questions and stuff. And see, what I would suggest is in weekends or after school or even study hall, maybe go watch old Packer News and study for what they did and what you think could do better, and think about the things that they did and think about how it changed over how many years ago it was.
Yeah. I think,
So you could definitely idea off of someone else's package in the past.
I think the biggest thing for people who aren't sure about joining, if they're I want to join but I don't really want to join, I don't know if I'm interested enough, watch the blooper reels.
Yeah.
Because it just shows how much fun it can be. Because I know people are broadcasting, talking about news. It's boring, news isn't something everyone wants to watch or do watch. But watching the blooper reels, you get to see the tech people getting angry or the anchors getting angry and us having inside jokes and us things going wrong but us making jokes about it and just showing how fun the class can be. But
And even if it isn't a blooper and it's just someone's recording something funny, that's still showing the fun side of broadcast and not the serious side that you see on the Packer News.
Yeah. The only thing I'd say is it's not that scary. We have become a family really fast, but
I was scared at the beginning
Yeah.
of the year because I'm the only freshman. Everyone else here is upperclassmen. Me and Alessa was my first friend in here because we sat next to each other.
yeah.
And so I was still nervous to talk to you, but just a little bit. But now I'm comfortable with talking with everyone and everything. So
well, that is our cue. So thank you guys for joining
Thank
us
you.
for the first edition.
First edition.
Thanks for having us. It was quite fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Catch us not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after.
every other Wednesday.
Yeah,
So
every
it's-
other Wednesday.
Wednesday is the 15th, right?
Oh, that's my birthday.
Is it?
It is.
Oh.
all right.
Okay, so thank you for watching. Catch us Wednesday the 15th.
Yep.